If you want to monitor a process and say, we want to just know if a process crashes, but we don't want to kill the Elixir shell every time because we might have other processes we're tracking and we can't afford to crash our Elixir shell process. So we can do spawn monitor, and we're going to pass in the same anonymous function where we just are listening for a message. So receive, and then do, and then message, and then pass through our message, and then end that anonymous function and the receive block and close off those parentheses. Now, when I hit enter here, it's going to return a tuple. It returns the process ID and a reference ID. So if I wanted to, we can just go ahead and make a tuple for pattern matching and then set the variables from line 5. So now we have access to the PID and the reference ID, okay? The reference is just used to identify the process if it crashes. So when we monitor a process and something happens to it, it's going to send a message to our mailbox, and the message type is down in all capital letters. So right now, if we go ahead and do process.info, pass in self, and we check our messages, we're going to have an empty mailbox. Now, if I kill our process that we're monitoring, so if I do process.exit PID, and I'm just going to call it crash again. When I do this, okay, it's true, but it didn't kill our Elixir session, okay? We're still there. We still have access to our PID variable, our reference variable. But if we check this process.alive and pass in the PID, it's false. So that process is no longer running. We killed it with exit. And now if we check our mailbox again, enter, we have a message of type down, and we get our reference ID. It is a type process that crashed. And we also have our PID that we had reference to, and then the message that we use to exit, which is crash. So we have a reference to it now. So within our Elixir shell or whatever process was monitoring it, you could actually listen for down and then respond accordingly to what you need to do to recover from that crashed process or whatever happened to it.